Hi everyone, it's Isaac here from Norweld. So this is a bit of a video about my new car, so Bull79. It's a dual cab 79 series 2020 model. Took me about 8 months to put together. So it's called Bull79 because anyone that knows me, I call everyone Bull. So it was only logical that we called the car Bull79 because if you talk to me on the phone, you get Bull flat out. So we'll start at the front. I'll work my way through to the rear, talk about the car, what we've done, who we've worked with, what's in the build, why I went that way. It's a bit different to what a lot of other people do. You know, people are building stuff and it's make it as crazy as possible, but not as well thought out as what I've done with this. So I'll start at the front. I'll explain who I've worked with, why I've chosen that, and then we'll get all the way through the nitty gritty, wiring in the cab, wiring in the canopy, what tray, and then we'll just go from there. So as you can see, dual cab 79, it was white, so I've painted it a new color. It's a Jeep color, same as my last truck. So my last one was Anvil, this one's Gator. So I like those more earthly tones. I didn't want something flashy, something crazy. I just wanted something that you look at it, you think, is that a Toyota color? Is it not? So that's why I've done that. So it's a bit different. Not everyone loves it, but I've got a really good response with it so far. It's really generating some interest for us, especially at the Brisbane show. If you're there, you got to see it in the flesh, you'll realize how good it looks up close. So what I've done, effectively, 300mm extension, portals, auto, big tune, dual red vision systems, 500 amps of lithium, that's the build. So when I got the car, it went straight to Multidrive and Marks. We did the portals and we did the 300mm chassis extension under the one SSM. I have a really good relationship with Marks and I have a really good relationship with Multidrive, so it was only logical that we went that way. Once it was in Melbourne, it was finished there, it went up to Boothie at Power Talk. He's done a turbo upgrade with the G350 from G-Turbo power pipe, diesel power unlimited intercooler, dual fans that Boothie does, and then a couple other things. So pushing about 900 Newton meters at the wheels. It's about 32, 34 PSI. So super fun to drive. With the auto, it's just super responsive. It drives like a tuned 200. Very happy with it. My last truck had 1,000 Newton meters at the wheels with a manual, so it went through gearboxes. This is a lot more reliable, a lot quicker out of the hole, especially with the portal gearing. It gives you that one-to-one gearing, so it's like stock gearing even on a 35. Wheel and tyre combo, if you come around, Mark, you'll see that we've got the Evo Corse again. So this is a new Evo Corse 18x9. So I've been talking with Evo Corse for about 3 or 4 years. I've had my first set in 2017, and Caleb at Pro Touring, who's helped me with this vehicle, we've been working with those guys to bring the Evo Corse into Australia. It's not as easy as everyone thinks, but it is something that will happen in the future. Once it was done with the portals and the extension, the auto and the tune, I'd enlisted Caleb's help to help with the rest of the build. So pretty much Caleb took care of everything from the bull bar through to the back of the cab. What we've done there, so we've done the ARB, big tube bull bar. We've done it in Caleb's powder coat, so it's a special powder coating that Caleb does when you do a vehicle build through him. I did have Baja design lights on it, but I've gone to the ARB Solus. I just think it worked better with the ARB bar. We've done the worn winch with the Factor 55. If you come around here, Marky, you'll see that we've got the new Norweld grill. So this is a grill that I've designed with Rob, our drafty. I've painted it the same colour. It's got the Norweld logo just subtly hidden in there. You know, something a bit different. I didn't want, like my last one had the anniversary grill and I didn't want to really do anything different. I wanted something totally unique. So that's why we've done that. Selfie and a GME radio there. If you come around here, the cab's where the fun happens. So I'll talk about the suspension after we go through the cab, but clear views, power boards. I do have a set of the new next gens to go on, I just haven't had time. So inside, I gave Caleb a pretty open scope. I said, mate, I want a roof console, I want Recaros, I want a selfie, I want a stereo. That's it, that's all I told him. And then we got talking to Red Arc and they said, oh, Red Vision. I said, yeah, I wouldn't mind dropping it in the cab. So then Caleb's like, nah, let me take care of it. So in the back's where the fun is, but in the front we've got 2 Specialist M Recaros. We've got the roof console from Rowan at the apartment. We've got the floor console which comes with the auto. Kenwood head unit, we've got a HEMA, GME there, Red Vision screen there. And if you come around here, you'll see that we've got the new door cards. So Caleb and Rowan did this for me as a bit of a surprise. Didn't know what I was getting. They wouldn't show me photos. I didn't get to see it until I picked the car up, which you might have seen the release video or not. So vinyl door cards with the Norweld logo. Do a lot of fishing, so I don't want to, the cloth gets worn and dirty. It's not for me. So we've done that. We've done the speaker pods, but then I made my own aluminium grills on our router cutter, so super strong. You can smash that up, it's not a drama. So in the back, this is where the fun is. So in the back, we've got the system in the rear. So behind and under the seat with something that hadn't been done before. So we've got the red arc, red vision system with the BMS, 1000 watt inverter. We've got a slimline battery from Energive in there at the moment. We've got the focal stereo, focal amp, and you can see the JMax controller there. So Rowan and Caleb worked very hard on trying to fit all this in the back of this 79. So still keep the seat functional, but then jam as much as possible in there. So it's the first time Caleb's managed to pull it off. It's not a cheap exercise. It's not something that you can do in a weekend. It's a lot of work. So overall, it's pretty much gives me the flexibility to have a vehicle that has 2 separate wiring systems. I can run the car separate to the canopy. I don't have to worry about the canopy depleting the car and vice versa. I can run 4 fridges. We usually go away with 3 fridges, food, beer, and freezer. So this is what I've done that for. I'll wait for that to go up. So underneath, you can see the JMax arm. So I've got, what we've done here now with the suspension, I've taken it to Jason. He's a good friend of mine at JMax. And he has a new shock called the JMax Alpha shock. So it's designed and built in Brisbane by Jason. And it's got electronic controlling on the dampener and rebound. So that's in-cab adjustability. So I can set that so we can firm up or soften up as we drive, especially with you got this sort of weight, which I'm sitting around 3.6 tons as I sit here. So GVM's 3950, so I've still got a fair bit of payload still to go with a fully loaded canopy with everything in there that I travel with. The JMax, you can see it's a 63mm bore, JMax arms. We've kept the Marks housing. I've got some high clearance plates coming from JMax, which is a new product that they're working on for the portals and the leaf diff. So it's sort of a bit of a, hadn't been done before. So we're trying to come up with new ways to sort of skin the cat, so to speak. Everyone's asked, why didn't you get coils again? You can't have coils and portals under the same SSM. It just won't happen. I won't get a 4495 GVM with the 3950 of the portal. So it's one or the other, but how I've set this up, the spring rates, the shocks, everything, it rides as good as my coil truck in the standard wheelbase. And you really just got to look at what you want from the vehicle, how you want to set it up as to, I suppose, what's best for you. Everyone's going to have a different need, different purpose for why they're building the car. For me, it's 2 people, high-speed touring, totally off-grid. I don't need to rely on anything external. I don't need 240 input. I can run it, I can run generators, I can run extra, but how to be self-contained in that car for 4 to 7 days without anyone around. So that's what I've built it for. Up on the roof, ARB base rack. I got some MaxTrack Extremes from the boys at MaxTrax. We've got a red arc solar panel, the ARB light bar tucked underneath the base rack. So I've got that base rack as low as possible. That just gives me clearance. So if I do have something on the roof rack, I can still punch it through over the solar and not have to worry about damaging that. Armax snorkel, which is sort of a given pretty much on every 79 if you don't go to like a mandrel bent snorkel. With the tray package on the 300mm trucks, we do a 1986 tray. So 1986 overall, 1900 of deck. We do front boxes, rear boxes. If you get a JMax built truck with the coil conversion, you'll go the flared guards. If you go portal built truck, you'll get the extended guards that punch out that extra sort of 60mm. Same tray, same boxes, just slightly different guards depending on the platform. Relocated fuel filler, but we still keep the length quite short, so flush with the tow bar. I tow a 6-metre boat, so I don't want to have this huge big canopy, this huge big tray. All these people think I get extension, I'm going to get the longest tray possible. It doesn't work like that. All you're doing is transferring the axle weights further and further rearward. You want to keep as much weight in the middle over those axles, push it forward, get that balance right. That's why the 300mm extended cruiser is the perfect platform, I think, for off-road and touring. 200 series is awesome, but if you like the solid axle trucks, this is how you build them. Suspension, so 900 kilo constant springs, because I don't take the canopy off. I run a tent as well sometimes, so how I camp is pretty much 3 different ways, 4 different ways. Got my Boss tent on the top, or I got a swag, or I got an Oz tent, or I sleep on a stretcher under the stars. So depending on where we're fishing, if there's crocs, if we're going to get eaten, we just mix it up. Marks high clearance tow bar, so a lot stronger, a lot beefier than anything else out there. If anyone asks me what's the best tow bar, that's it for the 70, hands down. Had it on the last truck, I put it on friends' trucks. Total winner. Torquit did me an exhaust for the truck, so it's a 3-inch system all the way through. Off the turbo, gives me plenty of noise, but not crazy. I don't want to be that obnoxious thong slapping kid getting around being a cowboy tune meme, so I need to bring it back a bit, make it a bit more sedate. The Canopy is a compact series, so my last truck had a compact. It's a Pro Touring or Deluxe compact. 1500 long. So I don't want to build a 1900mm long tray and then have a 1900 long canopy on a leaf sprung cut. They just don't ride very well. You really got to think about that weight, think about what you're carrying and how much space you need. So what we've done is 1500, I run one tyre, one jerry can holder, and I run that jerry can holder more as a rubbish bin. I've also got another product I run in the back called the Exo Kitchen out of the States, which I swap out that jerry can holder for another one. You might see it in some photos. I have a weird bracket on the car sometimes. So that's my Exo Kitchen from Expedition Essentials. We'll chuck some photos up on stories one day of that because it's a pretty cool product, but you can't buy it in Australia. So rear drawer, which I'll open and give you a look at. So 1200mm long. In front of that, I've got a 60 litre poly tank. So all our poly tanks are designed by us. We got them made by a company in Townsville. It's an Australian made tank. It's not an imported tank. It's to our specs. It's got our logo on it. It's solely and purely just for our trays, our customers. Keep a bit of stuff in there, ARB table. Once you go portal truck, you need a big jack, so they give you that. A few other bits and pieces, tent pegs, tow bar, J-Max tool bag. But you know, just what I need to get it done. On the canopy, we'll start on this side. So with the canopy, you can see here we've got some wiring coming in, wiring going out. So I've got dual Andersons. The reason for that is it's got a new wiring package that we've developed called the Platinum Wiring Package. BMS 1230 with a Red Arc BCDC 1250. So we've got 80 amps of charging from the front to the rear. Why? Because I've got 400 amps of lithium in that canopy. So I'll open it up. You can see our locks. These are our new prototype lock. So this is a central locking latch that we're developing. We've been working on this for about 12 months. I've got 6 off-tool samples I'm testing. I've put about 7,000 Ks on these. The final design will be slightly tweaked, but we've designed it based on what we knew from designing and building these locks in 2017. The information that we took from building those, which we own, we've applied that to them. So then we've tried to come up with the best overall solution for us. Central locking is great, but if it doesn't work, if it lets you down off-road, it's not worth having. You may as well have a manual lock. That's why we don't fit any central locking latch. We design our own because we want the best possible product for our customers. So this is my canopy. So it's called a Deluxe U. Used to be called a Pro Touring Compact. We call it Deluxe U. So Deluxe, obviously, because it's got all the fruit, and then U because it's upright fridge ready. You can get the same canopy drop down ready. It comes with the ES220 from Clearview. So you just choose when you talk to the sales guys. Say I want to run a Clearview or I want to run an upright. We'll say which upright. You go Dometic 110 or Bushman 130. Mount kit is included. So it's our own kit. We bolts in, straps it down, holds it tight. We don't sell it separate, so please don't contact us asking just to buy the bracket. If you want the bracket, it comes with the canopies. Drawer here, table drawer there. Everyone loves the mat. It's a cool little feature. Show you where you've been. So my last truck, I did like a huge lap. This truck will pretty much go around Australia this year. So it's what, April now, by November, I would have covered a lot of ground. So yeah, keep an eye on that. In here I've got some cases, so big fan of Snow Peak gear, so they're like a waterproof tough case with a mesh top. Keep all my stuff in there that I need. Food and stuff just gets loaded into the fridge as I need it. Shelf above, so I keep the other side open. We've got a shelf here just for a bit of storage, so I've got like a camp mat, some knives, keep my hats up there out of the way. So with the wiring, Platinum Wiring Package, it's our new one. We've developed 400 amps lithium, Red Vision system. It's got 2000 watt inverter, BMS 1230 with a Red Arc BCDC 1250. 2 of the new Red Arc 200 amp batteries. So they're a product that's just been released. And it's allowed us to sort of come up with the best possible way to give bulk battery storage, massive amount of battery storage, and keep it so it's still quite easy to use. I can turn lights on and off with the app. I can see what's going on. I don't need to worry about, you know, all these complex charging units. It's all done automatically and it's really simple. You know, yes, it's expensive, but it does the job for us. Upright fridge, everyone seems to like those. So there's mine, a few beers, a few water, my stickers. I like putting stickers on my fridges. Come around to the rear, so 1 spare tyre, my ladder. So we've got, this is our new ladder that it's slowly trickling out. Like it's April 2021 now. So if you're watching this in July or August, you'll probably have one of these ladders if you've ordered one. But anyone that's sort of ordered prior to sort of May 2021, you won't see this model ladder. So it's all poly lockouts, locks in. It's got a grip tread. So we designed our own extrusion for the ladder to give us extra grip. So if you're barefoot or you're in a pair of pluggers, being in North Queensland, we wear pluggers when we can. If you're in Victoria, you wear boots. super simple, minimal moving parts. We're not relying on little latches and catches. A lot of people are trying to build bifold ladders. I haven't seen anyone where I've looked at it and went, wow, that's amazing. But we've been working very hard on a bifold ladder for a long time, and I think we're at the top of the game when it comes to just building a ladder, let alone canopies. Our spare tyre hardware, so that's our own design. You can see the CMS input for the 240. So we've got circuit breaker and power in, so shore power if I run a generator. Sometimes I store a gas bottle there for the exo kitchen. I don't have it on at the moment because there's no kitchen. It's tucked in high behind the ladder and the spare tyre, so it's safe. It complies with Queensland Transport. Up on the roof, you'll see the roof rack. So it's our new multi-rack. So multi-racks used to be a lot higher, and we've tweaked the design slightly over the years. A lot of feedback from customers down south. They're worried about overall height, so there's no point for me making a roof rack that sits 150 mil above the cab if you need the car under 2.1 metres. This truck's about 2.35, 2.4. So if you want to build a car like this, just forget parking under cover, forget low, you know, you don't build a car like this and worry about where you park. You do 6-point turns, not 3-point turns. Everyone stares at you, but it's worth it. Okay, so on this side, we've got the internal, you know, the driver side. So 2000 watt inverter, coffee machine, air fryer, whatever you want, induction cooktop, works really well. Couple more power points, big storage drawer, locking handle, so I can padlock that if I've got guns in there. We've got a new product here, so ARB twin compressor kit with tank. You can hear the fan running, so I've just powered that up. It's full of air. It runs off the TVMS, so I can control it on the app. I can also do a manual override there. Lights here, it's a core light, and we've got tricolour, so yellow, soft, and bright. And then we can dim up and down. So ambient mood lighting, if you're having a few beers, you just want a soft glow behind you for your Instagram filter, away you go. Does the job. This drawer system, so obviously you unlock that. We've got our own drawer runners, so a lot of people are putting extra crap on there to open. We've actually just designed our own, and we buy and use that many that it made sense to do that. So open that up. Got my ARB space cases in here. Keep a couple of rods in here, that way I've always got, you know, if I want to go for a flick, I can. A couple of lures, coffee machines there, first aid kit, toiletries, stuff like that. Pretty much everything stays in the car, that way if I just need to go somewhere overnight, I'm ready to go. Boxes, so air compressor lead and inflator. Tool roll, so I got Atlas tool roll, ARB puncture repair kit, just leave that in there. I haven't needed it yet in 8,000 Ks. The water filler is mounted to the headboard on the trays, which you would have seen if you've watched any of our videos or you've seen any of our stuff. So headboard mounted filler, we machine and make all that in-house. Then we've got the tap mounted here. I do a little swivel fitting so we can move it around. You can also hook on your normal garden hose and force fill. Crack that lid, that gives you the reverse fill option, so nice, neat way to do it. If you don't have a headboard, that filler can be mounted just there. It's a nice, simple way to do it. Easy to get to, the kids can fill it for you, don't have to worry about doing anything special. Obviously with the portals, flared guard, so we've got quite a large flared guard there. And underneath you can see, even with the JMax system, because we've done a 2-inch lift on the portals to keep under the, you know, the requirements of plus 75 mil. I've got the JMax bump stop spacer, so we put a bump stop spacer in there. Alpha shocks. Once Jace gets my high clearance plates, I'm cheering. The portal guards cover the wheels, makes it all, you know, and it's a mean stance. That just, yeah. My other truck used to get a lot of looks. This thing, yeah, it's next level. Everyone that's driven it loves how it drives. It's just, overall, it's, you know, for me, it's the ultimate way to build a 79. Looks good, comfortable, fast, bulk power, bulk storage. Like, it's not much more you can want. There's other things you could do, yeah, but you know, sometimes keeping it a bit more subtle, not so obnoxious, as, you know, as much as a portal and extended truck can be. This is how I think, you know, they should be built. This is how they should come from the factory. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of a rundown on, you know, what we've built, why we've built it. If there's any questions, drop it below in the comments. We'll get to it as soon as we can. And then yeah, if you want to see anything else about it, if you want a bit more detailed rundown through anything, just let us know, get in touch, and we can do that on Instagram, or, you know, do a live, or, you know, whatever's needed to help you guys understand what we're about and why we do it. And yeah, cheers.